Good afternoon. This is Brett McDonald with the National Weather Service in Riverton, Wyoming. Today I'm bringing you a weather briefing for this weekend in mid-March 2013. Before we get into the forecast, let's take a look at what's happened over the past week. Here's a map of the 7-day precipitation totals across the state of Wyoming. You can see from the color shading that the bulk of the precipitation has fallen out in the Salton, Wyoming mountains as well as down in the southeast mountains. Also shown is the snow that's fallen up in the northwest mountains around Yellowstone, as well as the snow event that we had across Natrona County and into the northern Laramie Range. Well, unfortunately, this hasn't made much of an impact on our snow content of our mountains and in the basins. This is a map of the basin snow water equivalent, and hasn't changed much in the last week, and neither has the drought monitor. Hopefully we'll be getting some good spring rains this year, unlike last year, and we'll see a bit of a change in the drought. Well, let's get into the forecast. Today's fairly warm and kind of a breezy day across the area. Here's a forecast for Friday. We're going to continue with the same kind of a pattern with this wind flow off the Pacific Ocean. It'll be bringing some moisture into the northern Rockies. And tomorrow on Friday we're looking at a weak cold front moving down out of Montana. By midday should be bringing some showers to northern Wyoming, and those will gradually push south as the day goes along. Generally warm and partly cloudy in most areas without precipitation, but should see some showers in some areas. As we move on to Saturday, you can see the effects of a little bit of a weak storm system coming through more of the central Rockies. Looks like Utah and Colorado will have a better chances of some precipitation. The breezy conditions will continue across Wyoming with warm temperatures and some slight showers in some of the mountain areas. The big change that we've got is a storm system on Sunday. On Saturday, it was located up off the Pacific Northwest coast, and by midday Sunday, it'll move through fairly quickly into the northern Rockies. So we should see some much stronger winds. We're looking at some strong to high winds happening early Sunday morning and into Sunday associated with this. Precipitation will be pretty good in the northwest and western mountains, with some light precipitation spreading across much of the state on Sunday. Potentially some rain even with the warmer temperatures now as we're getting into mid-March. Here's a quick map of the probability of 4 inches of snow across the area on Sunday, and as you can see it's highlighting greater than 70% chance in parts of the northwest. Again, if that's 4 inches of snow. So we head into Monday, just like we usually get with behind the storm systems, a northwest flow, some residual showers, and still breezy to windy in the northwest, kind of like this last Monday that we had similar conditions. And then Tuesday we'll have the high pressure building up again across the Intermountain West and moving to the east, so that by Wednesday, which is what this map is showing, again we'll have another storm system moving in out of the Gulf of Alaska into the Pacific Northwest. We'll be kicking up those southwest to west winds, and by Wednesday midday it should be bringing precipitation into western Wyoming, so that by Thursday looking now like we'll have a good shot across much of the state for some precipitation. Well, what does this have in store for the weekend for temperatures? Fairly mild right now. 60s in a lot of the lower elevations, and upper 40s to near 50 in Jackson. With temperatures decreasing as we head into Saturday ahead of the storm system. Sunday we get more kind of a cold front pushing into the western part of the state, and Monday definitely with the cold air right behind the system. But then, as I mentioned, with high pressure setting back up on Tuesday, we'll start seeing temperatures go back up again in these locations across western and central Wyoming. What does the time period after that look like? Well, the Climate Prediction Center back in Washington, D.C. is indicating an active storm pattern across the northern U.S. So they're showing some cold air coming down out of Canada and especially impacting the north-central U.S. It's looking like Wyoming's going to be below normal for this period for temperatures, and sort of kind of in between for precipitation, with a lot of the above normal precipitation expected for the Ohios. Thanks a lot for listening today. Have a great weekend.